Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a beautiful young woman named Kemi. She was kind-hearted, always helping others, and everyone in the village loved her. However, not everyone was happy with Kemi's good fortune. Her stepmother, who had never shown her any love, harbored a deep resentment towards her. From the day Kemi's father married her stepmother, she had made it clear that she disliked Kemi, favoring her own daughter instead. Kemi's life took a surprising turn when a wealthy man from the city came to the village and fell in love with her. The man, whose name was Aid, was captivated by Kemi's simplicity and grace. Soon, they got married, and Kemi moved to the city with her new husband, leaving behind the village that had been her home. Her stepmother, however, was filled with bitterness. She could not believe that such a wealthy man had chosen Kemi over her own daughter. Unknown to Kemi, her stepmother was not just an ordinary woman. She was a witch who had disguised herself in human form, hiding her true nature from everyone in the village. Not long after Kemi moved to the city, strange things began to happen. Each time Kemi became pregnant, a mysterious cat would appear in her home. The cat would always show up at night, prowling around and staring at her with glowing eyes. And each time the cat appeared, Kemi would lose her baby shortly after. This happened not once, not twice, but 3 times. Kemi was devastated, unable to understand why this was happening to her. The presence of the cat filled Kemi with an inexplicable sense of dread. She could not shake off the feeling that the cat was more than just an ordinary animal. The strange occurrences continued, and Kemi's once happy home became a place of sorrow and fear. Her husband, Aid, tried to comfort her, but Kemi knew that there was something sinister at play. Determined to find a solution, Kemi began to pray fervently, especially at midnight, when the cat was most active. She would cry out to God, asking for protection and the strength to overcome whatever evil was haunting her home. She prayed with all her heart, believing that only God could save her from the torment she was facing. One fateful night, as Kemi was deep in prayer, she heard the familiar scratching sound of the cat in her sitting room. But this time, something was different. The cat seemed to be trapped, unable to escape. Its cries grew louder and more desperate, echoing through the house. Kemi's heart raced with fear, but she continued to pray, her voice growing stronger with each word. When she finished praying, the cries of the cat became unbearable. Summoning all her courage, Kemi stepped out of her bedroom and slowly made her way to the sitting room. As she approached, she saw the cat cowering in a corner, its eyes wide with terror. Kemi hesitated, unsure of what to do, but then something extraordinary happened. Right before her eyes, the cat began to change. Its fur receded, its limbs twisted, and within moments, it was no longer a cat, but her stepmother, lying on the floor, gasping for breath. Kemi screamed in shock and ran back to her bedroom, waking Aid, who had been fast asleep. She could barely speak, her words tumbling out in a panicked rush. Aid quickly got up and followed Kemi to the sitting room. There, they found her stepmother, who had fully transformed back into her human form, still weak and unable to move. Kemi's stepmother, now exposed, could no longer hide her true nature. She confessed everything: her hatred for Kemi, her bitterness over Kemi's marriage, and how she had used her dark powers to turn into a cat and cause Kemi to lose her babies. She had believed that if Kemi was miserable, it would somehow bring her daughter closer to the wealthy man. But Kemi's prayers had been stronger than her stepmother's evil magic. The power of Kemi's faith had trapped the witch, forcing her to reveal herself. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Aid called the elders of the village to come and witness what had happened. The elders, shocked by the revelations, decided that the stepmother should be banished from the village, never to return. From that day on, Kemi's home was free from terror. She and Aid went on to have many children, each one healthy and strong. The moral lesson of this story: that faith and perseverance can overcome even the darkest challenges. No matter how powerful evil may seem, the power of prayer, courage, and righteousness will always prevail in the end. Never underestimate the strength that comes from standing firm in your beliefs and values.